Hey y'all, it's Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings here with another walkthrough, flip through of a journal that I've made. Um, Here a few months ago when we relocated back to Texas, and I apologize for my sniffing. I am back in Texas and my allergies have returned. So I keep sniffing a lot, but I apologize. Anyway, I decided that I wanted to make a series of um, shabby chic type antique looking journals. And so I gathered my supplies together and I started making these. And it became I love making the journals. That's not the problem. I put restrictions on myself because first of all, I wanted to name them. Second of all, I wanted to use old historical or old family female names. Um, and I don't know. I have this analytical side of my brain that conflicts with the creative part of my brain. And when I do something like this, I have to do it in a certain order, in a certain way. And so my brain told me, yes, making journals is cool. That's not a problem. But you need to name them in alphabetical order, of course. So this is my first one. Her name is Abigail. And I put it here on the front so you don't forget this is her name, Abigail. And we'll see where this takes us. So let's begin our journey looking at Miss Abigail. I tied her with a piece of pink satin ribbon. Um, and the reason that I do that, I do have some journals that I make um, that have a closure of another kind or something. But I have found that as I make these journals and people begin to put things in them, they get fatter. And then my closure isn't working as well. And when you close it, you put a lot of stress on the book, you put a lot of stress on the closure. So I have found that the ribbon ties grow with your journal. So that's what I'm using. If anybody has a better idea, let me know. I'm always willing to try new things. So keep that in mind. And let's begin with Miss Abigail. The outside cover, and I made this book myself. Uh, it's if I'm not mistaken, it is a recycled Ritz box. And so I made this for myself. Or made didn't make it for myself. I made the book myself. It's not a pre-made book that I decorated. And I covered the journal, covered the outside of the journal with all of these beautiful doilies and laces and ribbons and things. Now the laces and the doilies and all that kind of stuff I buy from Donna Little. She has a YouTube channel and she sells these from time to time on her channel. So I'll try to remember and figure out how to link it below and you can go and visit. She has some beautiful, beautiful items. So check her out. Okay, so we open up our journal and the inside cover has this little notepad. And it's a notepad. I used a paper collection. I can't remember now what it was, and I used it all, or I'd look it up. Uh, but it has beautiful, subtle pink flowers in shabby chicy looking things. So I used that paper pad. This is a piece of it, so you can see how cool it looks. Made a little pocket. This is just pink cardstock with a punch die or a punch border. And I put this little notepad in here. This is paper that I hand dyed. It's just typing paper, and I hand dyed it in Kool-Aid. So it fits in here in this little pocket. However, it doesn't have to stay there if you don't like it there. It could be used in the journal for all kinds of things. You could write in it, you could put pictures in it, you could put memorabilia in it, however you want to use it. Or if you want to take it out, use it in your kitchen, make a shopping list or to-do list or whatever, you can certainly do that as well. All right, our first page is a beautiful piece of lace. Come on. Beautiful piece of lace, and this is all I had of it. So, but I thought, oh, it has to go in this book. It has little hearts on it, and it's just perfect. So that really is just for decoration, just to make it look cool. We have a piece of lined paper. Each one of these journals will have a little insert here with this small paper. This is cardstock, and on the inside of it, of this one, they're all different. So this one has a piece of handmade paper. I did not make it. I bought it forever ago. I kind of had a thing there for a while about handmade paper, but I just never could quite work up the nerve to do it on my own. So, and this has some gold gilding wax spread around it, so it kind of makes it look messy. This page has a book page pocket that has some little journaling cards in it. We have one, we have two, and we have three pockets, and these two little cards came from the paper pack that I used. So, but they're a little smaller, so I just put them in here. So you have three pockets with a little cluster. Now, you can tell on here, on this next page, this pocket was sewn, and I used a zigzag stitch, but it adds a little texture and, coolness to the page. So this is a dictionary page, and it's a digital that I purchased online, and I will try to remember to link that so you'll know if you want to go and purchase that, maybe for extra things in your book. This is a pocket made out of the paper that I used for the collection. We have this is just white cardstock used with a die, one of the little nesting dies, so they're all the same. And a tag with a cluster on it that I made myself. And this goes right in here. Okay, we have another journaling page with a cluster on the front, on the bottom. This is another piece of the paper, the paper pack that I used. And this was a large tag that was in there. And I didn't want to use it for a tag because I thought it was so cool on this page. So I just glued it here on this page and made a tag with some pink ribbon to go in the little pocket. Okay. Now, this is some ribbon that I got. I guess you'd call it ribbon. It's butterflies with these little dangly things here on them. And I bought it some time ago. I don't even remember where I bought it, but I had a little small piece of it. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is just so cool. I leave the little flippy things flippy, so it adds a little interaction, I guess, to the page. And then this is cut. This is a little pocket, and it is cut from a snippet roll that I purchased from Donna. And I use it in little things like this because I only have a yard of it, and I love it, so I kind of hoard it a little bit. Have another little tag with a little piece of tab at the top. Okay, here we have another tag with some pretty net ribbon on it, and it's from the paper collection. Have a cluster down here and some blingy stuff. You know, there was a time when this stuff was so popular, and I bought a bunch of it very, very cheaply, and now I have it, so I'm getting to use it. I made this little pocket, and this little tag fits right in here. And this is the center of our journal, so we have some charms here, if I can get them. This is just a little charm with a pink flower on it. And these are some little hearts. One of the little hearts says made with love. So I thought that was kind of cool. We have another pocket here with a large wedding dress applique on here. And it has a very, very slight pink tint to it, or maybe it's just the color of the paper back here that gives it that look. But it looks really, really cool. Okay, and a pink altered paper clip up here. Okay, we have another little page here that has some little tags. It's a little corner tuck thing that I made with my dies and my die machine, and a couple of little tags. Another book page pocket, and it just has a little tag here, just a plain tag, and another tag. I cut this with my die cut machine. I have a Gemini, and I got too lazy to crank it, so it's electric, and you push the button and it just goes. It's cool. Okay, and then we have a little piece of paper here. This is actually the other side, and I'll show you in just a second when we get to the other page, but it's vellum, so it shows through, and we put the other piece of bling on here. Now, when we turn the page, this is an envelope, and it's a vellum envelope, and I put it right there. It has a little tag in the side with my dancing girl, and I got that stamp set. I think it's a Stampin' Up! Stamp set, and a friend gave it to me a long time ago, so I have that, and some more journaling paper. I'm going to go ahead and take this clip off. It goes really with the other side, but it makes it easier to get this out. This is a large tag with some writing paper on the back, a little glassine bag with some coffee dye and some, I think that's warm lipstick dye, distress ink, with another little tag. And those go in the pocket. Have some pretty dotted Swiss pink ribbon. Now, this piece is connected to this piece, and it folds out and makes a little fold out that you can certainly add extra room. You can put some little pictures in there, some different memorabilia in there, but it folds up nice and neat in our journal. We have another large tag with a little cluster tab on top, some ink or coffee dyed paper. Now, I made this little pocket out of, let me remove this, some of those little dies that I got that used to make the gatefold cards and things, and I thought, not really making cards much these days, so I incorporated that into a pocket. And then we have another little tag. It has just a little cluster on here of some fabric. I think I put that in upside down. A little rose with another pink doily. Here's the other side of our dragonfly and butterfly paper with the homemade paper on it. Again, I did not make it. Some lined paper with a piece of ribbon on the side of it, or lace. Now, here we have, this is some little cards. I don't know what these are called. Anyway, it has music on the front, so you can sing, you could play it or whatever. And then on the back of it, it has all of the information. Who performed it, who wrote it, copyright date, all of that kind of stuff on the back. And I got these from Donna Little, but I don't think she has any more. So I've tried to buy some more, and she doesn't have any. So that's the only one that, well, it's not the only one I have, but it's the only order that I got. This is another book page pocket. This one folds out, and we have 3 pockets. and 3 little double tags here that fold over, done in pretty pink paper, ink, distress ink. Fold it up and then close it with this really cute little pink, altered pink paper clip. Okay, now this section, this is the third signature, or the middle signature, and this is something kind of unique to these particular books. This is just a journaling section. It's not decorated. It has no decorations other than I used some punches and I used some ink, but other than that, it's blank for journaling or whatever you want to use it for. The first page is a floral piece of vellum, and you can see through it, so it's kind of cool. We have a piece of homemade paper in here. Now, this is not homemade, it's handmade, but I purchased it from Amazon. So, and it was originally a journal. Goodness, maybe I have a ghost helping me out here. It was originally made in a journal with a little tie at the top, so that's why these holes are here. I will put a piece of ribbon in here just to make sure. I will do that. We have some more Kool-Aid paper, some plain white typing paper that I've inked, piece of coffee dyed paper, another Kool-Aid page. We have some wings and a key charm. And then we, of course, have the other sides of those. And that is in the center. It's a little smaller than the other signatures, but it's specifically for journaling. I love journals. I have kept a journal forever and ever and ever. And I think journals, while I love all the decorations, I love making them, they're beautiful. I try to make sure there's plenty of journaling space in my journals because journals were meant to write in. So, or at least in my opinion. So you'll have a lot of journaling space. Another lined page. This page I held in with another altered paper clip. It's just a piece of paper that's been folded, inked, dyed. This one has a little bit of shine to it over here, so I think it may have some mica ink in it and some just decorated, and it's just a piece of paper. It fits in these little tuck spots that I made from the paper pack. And because it's big and because these little tucks are not very big, I keep it in with this paper clip. Okay, this page has a corner to corner diagonal, well, shoot, I can't think, belly band. Woohoo! It's a belly band. And I made it. It's just a piece of cardstock with some of this pretty fabric ribbon. You can hear it. I bought this on Wish a couple of years ago, and I love this stuff. Here, I used the same ribbon and made a little ruffle on the side of it. We have a couple more tags that fit right in here. Another sheet of lined paper. This is a cool little tag. It's a multi-tag, I guess, pocket. We have a small tag here on the front. We have a tall tag here at the back. They're blank. Well, if I can put it back, it would be great. And then we have a side tag. And all of these tags are made out of pink cardstock. Have a little ribbon with a doily that has been cut in half and glued as the tab. And so this tab on this one sticks out right out the edge. So it's made for the tag to go even with the page, and the tab sticks out. This has a little eyelet up here with a little dangle that I made using some little pieces of fibers and fabrics and a beaded dangle bead. Some more ribbon from I don't know if you'd call that ribbon, but it's kind of ribbon from Trim. Maybe we could just call it Trim from Boho Daydreams. Here are a couple of little pockets. These are small. They have inside, they have a little folded card type thing that has a dragonfly, has some lines for writing if you want to write on it. And there are eventually 4 of these. And this little tab goes behind here. So that kind of helps hold your tab down. They'll have a button with a little string. Here's another one. And the other 2 are on the other page. So we'll get to that one in a minute. Here's another insert that is embossed, and it's like dotted Swiss. I call it dotted Swiss because it reminds me of the dotted Swiss fabric that we used to use back in the old days. And it has some lined paper on the inside. We have a piece of lined paper with some inking. Another one of those beautiful embroidered ribbons, and inked up page, another tag. This is a pretty substantial tag. It's pretty big, and then has a little small tag here. This is, here's our charms, since this is the middle of our signature. Has a couple of dragonflies and a little flower charm. I try to put some kind of dragonfly, either a charm or a sticker or a picture or something of a dragonfly, because they're very special to me. And I try to put one in every one of my journals. So if you buy a journal that I didn't put one in, let me know. Oh, I forgot our little paper clip here back on our fold out page. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. I forgot to put our paper clip back on. I have a big old jumbo paper clip that I use to hold that together. Okay, this is a piece of writing paper that's just been coffee dyed and inked. It's glued down onto a book page. Then we have another tag in the back. It says, "Listen to the soft rain." And rain is one of my favorite sounds. So I love it. Another piece of lined writing paper. The other side of our little card with some lined writing paper. Here are our other 2 envelopes that have our little tags inside, with a beautiful piece of this boho ribbon, embroidered ribbon. We have another piece. This piece is writing paper, but it has been glued down. It's not removable. It's been stitched. And it has some sort of vellum-y kinds of stickers on here with the roses and some pretty, excuse me, funky ribbon. Another piece of lined paper. Another pocket with one of those little cards in here, those little music cards, and another tag. This is another tag. It's a blank page. You can certainly use it for journaling or whatever you want to use it for. But it also has these 3 little tags here. They're little postcards. And another tag made from the paper collection. And they're all held in this little tuck spot right here. And then we have our last page, which is lined paper. Then we have this little peekaboo thing. It's a piece of fabric, and it's this embroidered eyelet fabric. That's what it is. Anyway, and it's a piece. I mean, it's not just the little ribbon at the bottom. It's a whole piece of fabric here. And I made a little peekaboo that you can raise up. It has a little tag, embossed, flowers and leaves, beautiful. And put some paper on the back. Now this paper does have some print on it, some very pale flowers and things, but it's subtle. It's not, you could still write on it. It would be fine. In this little pocket, we have our little tab. And then you can peekaboo hide it. Put it back there. and close our journal. So this is our adventure through Abigail here. And like I said, she will be eventually listed on my website at pinkdragonflywings.com. Please check us out. If you like the video, please give us a like and a subscribe. It helps tremendously, and I'm still pretty new at this, so I would love for you to become part of our community. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time when we do another one of these. And for now, keep being creative. Bye-bye.